Today, guys, I need to talk about something very important because they are trying to fool you. I am going to show you this chart about what the whales are actually doing behind the scenes, and I'm going to back it up with data. I am going to talk about why we are at a key pivotal point right now and what I am actually doing myself in regards to my trades, guys. So make sure to stick around from the beginning until the end of this video. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Chris, bringing you cryptocurrency videos every day. If you're new to the channel, then make sure to subscribe and activate the bell right now. So let's get straight into it. And what you can see right now is that we are still going sideways. So nothing really groundbreaking has been happening here recently. We're still consolidating in between 100K, the orange line that I've been talking about right here, all the way up to 106,500. So right now we're still consolidating, and this is still going to act as support should we come back down lower. One key interesting thing that I want to show you is that the bodies of these candles are actually closing a little bit higher than these four candles right here. So there's just a small little note, but we're still going sideways, which means that my trading strategies are still using this volatility to make more gains. But yeah, this is the situation right now on the daily time frame, but we are definitely at the key point right now. Let me show you. So first thing is that on the weekly time frame, you can see that we are getting supported right now of the orange line, which is the 50-week moving average. This is something that I was talking about last week as well, that we were getting a nice bounce off of this level, but the moments we have been waiting for here is actually upon us. So we can go two different ways. So usually what you see is that we see a nice bounce off of this level, and we do have typically a nice uptrend after we see the bounce. So this is something I talked about in yesterday's video, and usually when you break down from it, it typically is the start of the bear market. So that's why this orange line, the 50-week moving average, is very important. And this year alone, or since 2024, we have been bouncing off of it a few times already. So I'm keeping close eyes on this one. And the second thing is that we are about to have the death cross happen here. Now, the death cross is typically a bearish pattern, but when it happens in a bull market, it typically marks the bottom, and we typically go higher after that. So this is also another thing that I'm keeping close eyes on. And then you have the 365-day moving average, which we are also, right now, we're actually below it, but we've been bouncing off it a few times. And same thing with the 50-week moving average. This typically, when we see a bounce off of it, we typically see a nice uptrend. And whenever we drop down below it, that typically marks some kind of bear market. So I just want to point that out, guys. Now, if we close, so let me take the scenario here. If we close below the orange line here, do I believe that we are in a bull or in a bear market once we cross down below this point? Well, that's something that we have to consider for sure. But I think that if anything, the whales are going to try to fool you. They are going to try to push us down below here, and then they are trying to get everyone to sell at this point and then for us to have a rally. So even if we drop down below this, I would not be so eager to sell everything I have, but it is definitely something that I need to look closer on. And if we drop down below this, of course, I'm gonna give you my ideas. I will continue to share with you exactly what I'm doing. But for now, I'm just waiting and see here if we're gonna close below it. But I still think that this is gonna be big support. But yeah, I will continue to update you, of course. Now, for Ethereum, you can see that same thing for Ethereum. This has been going sideways. Same thing for Solana and these other assets. Traditional markets have seen a little bit of a bounce here, but gold really has been rallying again. So gold is right now just about, what is that, 3% from its previous all-time high. So this is sucking the liquidity out of the market. So as gold is rallying towards the upside, as people believe that maybe we're gonna make a new high here for gold, it is taking the liquidity from the crypto space and from traditional markets. But once we start to see this really being a prolonged downtrend or sideways, which could still happen here, I mean, we could just go up here and make a lower high and then for us to roll back over and start to go down again. That will be the optimal conditions for crypto as well. So yeah, I'm keeping my eyes on this. I know that we have some very key indicators that are at the critical point right now, and if we close down below them, I am going to give you my full idea here if I'm going to change my mind or not in regards to the bull market. But for now, no. And I don't see that as changing anytime soon. So yeah, I will keep you updated. As you know, guys, I've always said that the 2026 peak, I think that the peak is going to be in 2026 and not before then. So yeah, this is strong support, but we will see, guys. It's going to be very interesting, but I do know that if we close down below this point, then you are going to see a lot of traders are going to start to probably be more cautious and be more bearish here. Now, if you look at my trading strategies, how are we looking right here? I'm still up 322k. And with the volatility, for every day that goes by, I'm still making more and more gains. So that is absolutely fantastic. And yeah, I'm just keeping these ones as they are. And yeah, so far, everything has been going very, very well. Even the XRP strategy here is starting to recover a little bit. The BNB strategy is still down significantly, but over time, I still think that these ones are going to also become very profitable, just like all of the other ones right here. Even though, yes, the Bitcoin strategy is down 10k right now, but that's just because I bought I bought the top here. I added more at the top, and yeah, the average price for me for this Bitcoin strategy is currently 104,800. So that's why it's slowly at a loss here, or a little bit at a loss. But the grid profit has still been making insane gains. And once we go back up, then the profits are going to be exponential. Now, if you want to use the same method that I'm using, guys, actually Pionex has a massive campaign right now. So you are able to claim some incredible bonuses depending on your first deposit. And this is for any net deposits. And you can use this for my trading strategies, of course. You can open up a Bitcoin strategy here. And then you can use it essentially for free depending on your on the size of your first deposit. So make sure to check out the link at the top. First, sign up to Pionex using this link, and then you can claim these bonuses right here. So if you've been waiting to get in here, you can do so now and be able to claim these incredible bonuses. Now, let me jump over here because I need to show you something crazy in regards to the whales. Now, we know that a lot of ancient OG whales, they've been selling Bitcoin throughout 2025. But how about larger whales that are not as big as the OG whales who has like 50k Bitcoin or 100k Bitcoin? But how about the whales that has between 1k to 10k? And what you can see here is that they have been actually accumulating a lot of Bitcoin recently. Almost 50k Bitcoin has been accumulated by these addresses here. And does this tell us something in particular? Well, you can see that previously, when you see that the whales have been accumulating, like here in August of 2025, that actually marked the bottom as well for Bitcoin. And then the big one, of course, is here at the beginning of 2025 in March. You can also see that this marked the bottom for Bitcoin. So this is a good sign, and they are going to try to push you down lower. That's why I said that even if we see a pullback here, I think that there could be a chance that if we go down lower than these key indicators, they will try to get a lot of people to sell as we're going down here, and then they will pump the price again. So that's why, especially now, I'm a bit cautious, even with these indicators here, even though they do usually signal a bear market if we close below them. But in this particular case, I think that the whales, depending on how much influence that they have here, these whales between 1 to 10k, or whales in general, they are going to try to get people to sell here. But it's just going to be temporary in my opinion, and then we're going to see a nice bounce. But we will see, guys. Like I said, I will keep you updated if and when that happens. Here's the thing. The US federal government has actually passed a bill to reopen the government. So that is great. So this is going to lead into more liquidity in the market as well. If we continue here, you can see that the White House have communicated that they are committed to the $2,000 dividends that is going to be distributed. So that's all great. So more stimulation of the market, which is going to mean that assets are going to pump. And also there's going to be substantial tariff news over the next couple of days. We don't know what that's going to be, but we do know that it is going to lead into some volatility for crypto for sure. Guys, this is what I got for you in today's video. Be cautious with these indicators, even though we are at a key pivotal point. I will say it for the last time. I know I've been saying it a lot in this video, but the whales are going to try to push the price down below this point, but I don't think that they will be able to sustain it and then probably we're just going to see like a V-shaped recovery here if they even manage to push us down lower here. This is still very strong support based on these moving averages, the 50-week and the 365-day moving average. So I will end the video like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.